Interesting times. May you live in interesting times. From a memoir written by Hugh Jesson. Dr. Mark Andrews smiled at the 4-year-old whose quivering lip revealed how frightened she was. "Now Cassie," he said. "Don't worry. This isn't going to hurt. I'm just going to look inside your ear to see what's making it ache. Okay? Then if you're a really good patient and hold very still, I'll let you see inside my ear." The little blonde girl's big blue eyes lit up in anticipation. "Okay, Dr. Mark," she agreed. Dr. Andrews' dark, curly head bent forward as he peered into the little girl's ear. His kindly hazel eyes assessed the situation. "Cassie," he said, "have you been getting rid of your green peas again?" Maybe, Dr. Mark. I think Susie stuffed one inside my ear to save it for later," she explained innocently. "Susie's a smart dog, Cassie. But, I don't think she can get a pea into your ear." Dr. Andrews chuckled. "I think we'll just get that pea out of there and rinse your ear out, Cassie," the doctor told her. "Do I still get to look in your ear, Dr. Mark?" Cassie asked anxiously. "A promise is a promise, Cassie. I pinky swear you'll get to look in my ear when we get yours all cleaned out. Susie's a smart dog, Cassie. But, I don't think she can get a pea into your ear." Cassie exclaimed, her blue eyes as big as saucers. "I heard, Cassie," answered the willowy brunette who had been quietly watching the whole procedure. "Dr. Mark has 3 little girls. He knows how important a pinky swear is." "3 little girls like me?" Cassie asked. "That's right, Cassie," answered the smiling doctor. He took a photograph off his desk and handed it to Cassie. "That's Jennifer. She's 10. And this is Kelly. She's 8. And this little here munchkin is Lisa. She is 4. "Who is the pretty lady?" asked Cassie, pointing to the petite redhead with the lively green eyes. "That's my wife, Melissa," said Dr. Andrews. "You have a lovely family, Dr. Mark," Cassie said, seriously. "Thank you, Cassie," the doctor replied, smothering a laugh at the seriousness of the 4-year-old's statement. "I think so too." 15 minutes later, the offending pea had been extracted, Cassie's ear had been flushed out, and Cassie had gotten to peer inside her doctor's ear. "Thanks to you, Dr. Andrews, Cassie isn't afraid to see the doctor," said Andrea, Cassie's mother. "No problem, Andrea," the doctor replied. "Having 3 girls of my own makes me a bit of an expert on the things kids do and what they're afraid of." He shook Cassie's hand and told her, "Tell Susie to eat her peas, Cassie," Dr. Andrews told her with mock seriousness. "They're good for her." "I can't thank you enough," murmured Andrea. "Raising 2 kids with Greg gone is just a tough job. It's just trying to juggle work, their schedule, and the house leaves little room for these kinds of emergencies," she explained, running a manicured hand through her long brown tresses. "Your wife is so lucky to have you there." Mark chuckled. "My wife would tell you that I am usually off looking after someone else's emergencies when there's one at home," he said. "And she'd be right. When Lisa was born, I was in Haiti with Doctors Without Borders. And when Kelly broke her leg skating, I was at a conference in San Diego." "But she knows you're only a phone call away and that you're coming home," Andrea pointed out, her brown eyes tearing. "Being a single parent is hard work," she whispered. "Being a parent is hard work," Mark agreed. "Call me if the prescription I gave you doesn't clear up Cassie's earache in a day or 2, he said, smoothly gliding the patient and her mother out the door of the office. Marcia Green, his longtime office manager, looked up from her computer and smiled. "Andrea using the 'oh poor me single mom' ploy again?" she asked. "I swear she plants those peas in Cassie's ear to get to see you," she said. "Marcia, you have such a suspicious mind," Mark quipped. "And Dr. Andrews, you have such a gullible one," retorted Marcia. "That woman has been hitting on you ever since that philandering husband of hers rode out of Peaceful Valley with his 20-year-old secretary." "I didn't know he left with Brenda," commented Mark. "Hello? Where did you think the voluptuous Brenda the breast went?" Marcia asked. "I swear you live in a bubble. The whole town was buzzing about it. Didn't Melissa tell you?" "Melissa never passes on stories unless they're ones about the kids," he said. "That's because Melissa's too well brought up to gossip," Marcia said. "You're right. Miss Patsy'd have her head if she stooped to gossip," Mark agreed. "Who's next?" Mark asked. "Another of your pursuers," commented Marcia. "Valerie Simpson is in examining room 1. She says she has a fever. When will that woman just give up and admit she's in the middle of menopause?" "Oh, stop that," Mark told his assistant. "She might really have a fever. And I might win the lottery too, Marcia shot back. If you were a female doctor, she'd have taken her hormone replacement months ago and we wouldn't be having her filling up the waiting room once a week. So what are you suggesting? Dr. Andrews asked. Just saying, Marcia shrugged. By the end of the day Mark was glad to say goodbye to the office for a well-earned weekend. Are you on call in ER? Marcia asked. Not this weekend, the doctor confirmed. Melissa and I are taking the kids to San Francisco to visit her parents, Mark replied. Nice drive through wine country, Maria commented. What are you doing this weekend? My quilters group is meeting to make quilts for cancer and I of course will be asked all sorts of questions about you. Oh, I'm sure you are exaggerating, Marcia, Mark commented. I am a happily married man with 3 little girls. I'm neither eligible nor interested. And that's what makes you so interesting, Marcia pointed out. These women aren't eligible either but they sure are interested. Good night, Marcia, Mark replied, shaking his head. Have a good weekend.